I'm not about to play with you, Trick. I'm not about to play with you. Get her out of here.
Girl gone. Mm,
Your bald headed ass up out of here.
mm.
So sorry about that, y'all. So what I was saying, okay. Thank you, Aphrodite. So when I speak, y'all, I'm speaking as a collective. I'm not talking about every black woman. Okay. So when I say that, I'm simply saying, oh, okay. Uh she threw me all the way off. That pissed me off. What was I
If
saying? What was
ladies
I
and
saying? She threw me off. So I'm just saying, like, that Captain Save a Man mentality that so many black women have. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not just talking about men that we're dating, y'all. That's another thing I want to mention. I'm talking about we have this mentality with black men in our families. Where and we gonna talk about that in a minute because I want to talk about an example of black mothers and their sons and how y'all a lot of them create this monster that we're dealing with now. Because thank you, your brothers, your cousins, your uncles, like this is not, we're not just talking about men that we're dating. We're talking about, this is, black women have this thing where you want to save how many, like I made this example before where I talked about how I've had friends literally throughout the years who brothers been in and out of jail. Like they brother go back to jail at least every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks. And then when they get out, guess what? Mama got a warm bed for them. Mama got a warm plate of food for them. You wonder why your son can't stay out of jail. That's why he keep going back. Because he know he can get out and come right back to the house. Because mama gon' always be there for you. That's why your son is a jailbird now. What you not understanding? You are enabling his behavior. When you say, it don't matter, I'ma stand by my son's side no matter what. Your sons are turning on you too. That is a big problem in our community where we keep, hi Christina, how you doing? Where we just feel like if we just, the more we love, and Mike, I want you to explain this too, how you feel. The more we take care of a man, the more we love them, the more we give them, that somehow they're gonna give it back to us. And that's not how men think. Men don't think the same way we do, black women. Men get very complacent when you give them everything. I can speak from experience when I say that. They're not going to turn around and say, oh, well, she did all this for me, so I'm going to do all this for her. Nope. They're going to sit there and keep taking what you're giving them. Mike, what are your thoughts on that?
the only way, the only way that, now let's just go back to that last part where you said, she did everything from that right male figure. Like for me, for example, using my life again. My mother put me around my grandfather. My mother put me around a pastor. My mother put me around a couple of my uncles. And I got some hood ass uncles, but the ones that were distinguished, that were preserved, that were well rounded. She put me around them. I learned. They came in and filled in the blanks that she could not fill as a woman.
Wow.
So that's what I mean when I say, yes, it is possible for a woman to raise a man. But at the same time, that does not mean she can do it all by herself. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I say all that to say, when it comes to those ones that you come across who get everything and then some from their mother only to turn his back on them, it's because of that negative influence that he's getting on the back end that his mother really probably don't know anything about.
And that's why I want to get into this story real quick. Because some of y'all, Mike, you got to hear this, man. You got to hear this.
I'm listening.
This is about what we talking about. Hold on one second. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back.
Um,
Okay, I was surprised. Okay, so like I said, I was watching Cynthia G's live this week, and she brought up this story. And this is a story that I had already seen maybe like a year ago. So this is not a new story, but it's a great example, and I really want to talk about it today because Black women with sons, I'm so grateful I am not you. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I am so grateful. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So there is a guy, I'm not gonna show we're not gonna do what we did last time because we ain't trying to get the live taken down. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all go to Google on y'all own. Go to y'all computer and look up this black man. His name is Jonathan Welch. His name is Jonathan Welch. What's sad is his mugshot, he's actually a handsome guy. He's actually a handsome guy. I think that's the saddest part about this. So he killed a Black woman back in 2022. Then he tortured and essayed his ex-girlfriend. He then posted bail. I want y'all to pay attention to this. He kills a Black woman in 2022. Then he tortured and essayed his ex-girlfriend. So these are two different women. He then was able to post bail. Guess who posted the bail for him? I just want y'all to take a wild guess at who posted his bail after he killed two Black women.
Please.
Yeah, his mama.
Wow.
His mama. Now I want y'all to keep that in mind. If y'all ain't looked him up on Google, for those of y'all who looking him up on Google, you can see this for yourself. It's all there. His mother posted bail after he hurt two Black women. Then guess who he killed after that? I kid you not. This nigga turned around and killed his ex-girlfriend, his stepdaddy, and then his mama. And then his mama was the last person that he killed, y'all. And the documentary literally says that his mother was gonna defend him at all costs. And guess what happened? He turned on her too. And this is the point that I want to explain to you, Black women. Keep trying to get in the way of God getting justice for the wrongs that your sons are doing out here to other women. Keep trying to get in the way and watch how God gonna let that karma hit your ass. Watch how God, do y'all see how God let that karma hit her? I have no sympathy for his mother. I have no sympathy for her. She deserved what she got. Let's be very clear about that. I have no sympathy for his mother. She bailed her son out after this man had took somebody's life, another Black woman's life, had already put hands and feet and essayed another one. And you go and bail him out of jail, you're keeping him from suffering the consequences for the wrong that he does because that's your son and you love him so much. Not even realizing that two things. Number one, your son needs to pay for what he did. What are you talking about? Those people need justice for what your son did. And then you think that his hatred for Black women, you think that somehow because you're his Black mother that he wouldn't do it to you. See, that's where she was stupid at, thinking that your son wouldn't actually harm you. Her son shot her in the head, y'all. I want y'all to look this man up. Has anybody looked him up so you can see? Jonathan Welch. Just type in Jonathan Welch killed Black woman 2022 and it should all pop up. His mugshot is right there. This is the price that Black women are going to pay for trying to protect your sons when they're out here doing wrong. Your son gonna end up turning on you. There is another story that Cynthia G talked about a couple weeks ago, y'all. I want to say this one too, and then Mike, I'm gonna let you give me your idea. This is another story. This is another story. There was a black woman, an older black woman on YouTube talking to a YouTuber about how her son been dating white girls since he was in middle school, y'all. Just, and I never said nothing. I never cared. I didn't care about who he dated. I knew he liked white girls since he was a child. Okay. All right. So you knew that your son was a self-hating nigga back when he was 12 and 13 years old, because her son was telling her, Mama, the black girls, they ghetto. They ghetto. You in middle school. You in middle school. We all ghetto. What is you talking about? What is you talking about? We in middle school. Everybody was ghetto in my middle school. Yep. What is you talking about? Like we are like the teachers is ghetto. What are you talking about? So I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm saying. Somebody say, I love this lady. I love you too, baby. This old lady, I want y'all to listen to what I am saying in this story. And Mike, pay attention to this, because this is the point I'll be making. This old lady who is in her 50s, early 60s, has one son, raised him by herself. The father didn't do nothing. She says that in the video. So it was just her and her son. Your son chose not to date black women since he was in middle school. You didn't check him on it. You didn't ask him why. You just, that's my son and I love him. And I knew he always dated white girls. So your son is now engaged. Her son is now 25 years old today. He's 25. He's engaged to a white girl. Okay? He's engaged to a white girl. Now, guess what? She had offered to pay for him to get a new apartment or send him some money or something like that. Child, for whatever reason, the black mama is not invited to the white girl's family. They don't want her there. They don't want her there, y'all. And guess what? The son did not fight against that. The name of the guy I was talking about earlier is Jonathan Welch. Jonathan Welch. This guy, I don't know. She didn't say his name in this video. This is just a story that I just heard about a couple weeks ago. She's not invited to the wedding, but he still calls her because he wants his mama to continue to send him money.
What?
And guess what? Guess what? So now she was complaining. This black mother was complaining to this YouTuber about my son. They won't invite me to the wedding, but he calls me when he needs money and I still send him money. And he don't want me around no more. That's what you get, bitch. Are you kidding me? See, this is the problem with black women, and I want y'all to hear me very clearly. You think that the hatred that your black sons have won't ever come to you. See, you think that your son just hate these other black women. Oh, my son just hate other black women. He hates your ass too. What is you talking about? What? Your own son will not let you come to his wedding of him getting married to a white woman. And he been telling you that he didn't like black women since he was in middle school, but you never checked him on it because that's my son and I love my son. But your son never loved you. Your son never loved you. And then his father wasn't around, but you took care of him. Imagine taking care of a black boy. I just could not imagine taking care of a black boy and growing up, and then my son look me in my eyes at 12 and 13 years old, and it's like, oh, Mom, I'm just letting you know the black girls in my school, they're ghetto. I don't like them. I don't want to date them. Me and my son would have a conversation. We're having a conversation. But the problem with black women is y'all are afraid to talk to your sons because you're afraid to hurt their feelings. You're afraid that you're going to push your son away. Now your son, that hatred that he has for little black girls, now he's turned on you. What is it that's not making sense? And this is increasing. I told y'all this. The matricide is increasing, which means the matricide is the unaliving of parents, and typically son unalives the mother. You don't really see that happen with daughters, black women. Okay. When black mothers are unalived, statistically, it is the son. It's the son that's doing it. That has increased over the years. And it makes sense to me why it's increased. Because black women worship their sons. Stop worshiping your sons. They will turn on you at some point. Stop thinking that you're better and you're different from every other black woman that your son don't like. You're not. You're not. What's not clicking here? These are two separate stories. And part of this could have stopped if the mothers would have sat down and held their sons accountable for their idiotic behavior when they were young. But that's the problem with black women. You want so badly for your son to be your man. Okay? Because you looking at it as, oh, well, me and his father ain't together, so now I got to do whatever I got to do to keep my relationship with my son. I'm not kissing my son's ass. I'll be dead. I birthed you. You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. I couldn't see myself kissing my child's ass. Child, please. So this is the issue that we're dealing with in the black community right now with black women and their sons. And I'm going to tell you right now, you couldn't pay me enough money to have one. I'm good. When I see stories like this, I'm just like, man, I could not imagine. So, Mike, I'm going to let you have the flow.
So let's start with this. What's his name? Jonathan Welch?
Jonathan Welch.
Let's start off with this character here. I'm going to say this to every black woman that is watching that just so happens to have a son or a brother or an uncle or even a father that's still in their life. In this one sentence, I'm just going to say one sentence, and this one sentence should hit.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Mike. 1 second. I'm sorry. Hold that thought, please. Somebody says, it's not the gender, it's the raising of the child. Black women worship their sons more than they worship their daughters. Please stop it, sis.
They really do.
Stop it. You're a liar.
They really do.
Black women do not worship their daughters. They worship their sons. Okay? What part is you lost on?
They really do.
Miss Love Baby. Don't come in here with that deflection, because I'm going to kick it back at you. Ain't no way. There is no way. We do not have an issue of black women worshiping their daughters. We have an issue of black women being jealous of their daughters and then needing their daughters when they're, because this is one thing I want to say too. I find it interesting. And a woman made a video about this last week about how black women will worship their sons only for them to grow up and get sick. As you get older, you in your 60s, now you're sick, and treat their daughters like shit. And then look who's helping you when you're sick. Your daughters, the same daughters that you treated like shit. The sons that you worshiped are nowhere around. And I have so many friends whose brothers were not there for their moms. They have sat on my lap and complained about their sorry brothers not even coming to help their mom in the hospital. Didn't even bring their mom food. Okay. Worshiping is black male identified in this community. It is not women. So the gender absolutely is the problem. Don't come in here with that deflection. Take that shit somewhere else. Black women do not worship their daughters. Okay, I've never seen that. Where you see that at?
I haven't.
Stop playing with me.
I'm a black man, and I'm telling you, I ain't seen it. I've seen black women worship their sons through and through. I remember seeing a black woman literally praising her own son like that was her man. Every day on social media, every day. Look at my handsome son. My son is everything. My son is the greatest. My son is so amazing. And literally having pictures of her hugged up under him like that's her man. For real. I've seen this.
Um,
I've been seeing this since 2007. So yeah.
you ain't lying. AJ says all the girls in the family catch hell while the boys get all the grace. Thank you, AJ. Best comment in here. Best comment in here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we don't. It has everything to do with gender because we don't treat black daughters the same way that we treat black sons. We don't. We know that now. So don't come in here gaslighting. Go get out of here. Aphrodite, is you still in here, baby girl? That's what I'm saying, man. Get that ignorance up out of my life. I don't like that. We don't lie in here and we don't gaslight at all. Okay, the floor is yours, Mike.
But what I was gonna say earlier was I'm just hitting all the black women with one sentence. If you have a brother, you have a son, especially if you have a son, you have an uncle, or if you have a father that's still living. When a black man lets the devil in, it is his responsibility to get the devil out, not yours.
Oh wow, explain that. That's deep.
Let's just use the Jonathan Welch situation, right? He goes on to unalive his ex, unalives who it was an elder. It was like two different women he took the lives of.
Who? Jonathan Majors? Huh?
Jonathan Welch.
Oh, oh, I forgot. We was talking about him.
Yeah.
We got two different Jonathans. Yeah, Jonathan Welch abused, killed one black woman, and then later on, and ended up killing actually the mother of his child. The ex-girlfriend was his baby mama too.
Okay,
So it was two black women.
Right. Now, this is what I mean when I say when a black man lets the devil in, and it's his responsibility to get the devil out. Once he went to jail, the mother should have let him rot there. The moment I'm serious.
No, I agree. It's just the way you said it. It's funny.
The mother should have let him rot there. The moment he got that phone call and called his mother and was like, "Mom," because I'm pretty sure he was sitting there weeping, talking about, "Mama, get me out of jail, get me out of jail."
No, he was.
That should have what his mother should have said was, "You got yourself in this situation. It is up to you to get yourself out of it." That's how I learned. As a black man, that's how I learned. You know, my mother did the same thing to me. And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Let's be transparent here. I was that dude. That was that dude once upon a time when I was young, and I found myself in some screwed up situations. And guess what? The first person I called, my mama. And you know, and guess what? You know what she? I would call. I remember I called my mother telling me, "Man, I done got this happened. This happened with my money. This happened with my car." You know what she told me? She said, "Okay, what you gonna do about it?" What you gonna do about it?
There you go, right there.
And boom. Once the thing is, black women, when a black man puts that ball of guilt in your court, the best thing you can do to protect yourself is pass that motherfucker back and say, what you gonna do with that ball?
Wow. You know what? I want to stop you there just for a second and say this, because hearing you say it that way, I feel like the reason why that is so hard for black women to do, and I don't even have kids, but I have sympathy, right? Obviously, I've had sympathy for some of the men that I've been with, their struggles when they've told me. I've had men open up to me and tell me things that most men would not, because especially black men. Because black men don't like to share their vulnerabilities, because as boys, they are taught don't cry. They are taught, let's be honest, they're taught don't cry or man up. So this is why black men are very emotionally detached. That is part of it. We have to be honest about that. A lot of that comes from them being told that don't share that. Don't talk about what happened to you. Man up, just deal with it. You see what I'm saying? And that has been a hindrance for black men, because they take that with them. And instead of trying to grow from that and become better, they take that pain and they put it on other people. As black women, it's different with us, because we are nurturers naturally. We're nurturers. It's hard for us to see somebody suffering in front of us and not do anything about it. I can honestly say that. It's hard. We want to help because we as Black women know what it's like to suffer.